Hello guys, in this video I shall be unboxing this Gold Selection Category F2 Garden Firework assortment from Kimbolton Fireworks, and this is one of their current selection boxes. You can see here that the box consists of 23 fireworks, has a combined net explosive content of 506.9 grams, and the description here reads, "A collection of the finest garden fireworks, specially chosen by one of the world's largest display companies." So with that said, let's open the lid and take a look at the contents. On opening this box, my very first thoughts were that it appeared fairly empty, but looking past the face value, I began to realise that the contents were actually very reminiscent of boxes from many years ago, which had little to no over packaging. That said, this is a very honest assortment, has superb variety, and I particularly like the fireworks labels. The first piece out of this box is Poison Ivy, and in my opinion I feel that this oozes quality. It has a fuse protector which is rarely seen on fireworks of this size, has a good weight to it, and it is in fact a battery of fountains and therefore consists of numerous tubes. It has an NEC count of 30 grams and I can't wait to light it. Uranus Moons is a tiny 7-shot cake, and this features a 12mm bore. It produces coloured pearls with thick golden tails, and its NEC count sits at 10.5 grams. Glistening Marbles is again a different type of firework, and this is now a traditional fountain start mine. It looks to have a fountain in the centre with an impressive 10 shots around the outer circumference, and like the pieces before it, it has no over packaging. The powder content sits at 27 grams, and it is worth noting that older boxes which were manufactured by Vulcan actually crammed 60 grams of powder into a very similar piece called Whistling Marbles. We have a second mine here with Uproar, although this piece is different in appearance. This packs 25 grams of explosive content, and that number is actually an increase on the older boxes where the same named firework contained 18.2 grams. Whoosh is the last mine in this box, and for a box of this size it is very unusual to find multiple mines, let alone mines of different types and styles. Whoosh is an instant lift mine and gives a single hit via a 25mm tube. It has a surprisingly heavy and super high quality base, and its net explosive content sits at 10 grams. Midnight Amethyst is a small conical fountain, and it feels very solid, so much so in fact that it's hard to tell if it's a genuine machine pressed item, although its NEC count is just 11 grams, which is down from previous pieces which had 18. Citrine is a fountain which produces yellow and orange colour as its name suggests, and I find its honest size very charming. Many would choose to deliberately overpackage this fountain and deceive buyers, yet this firework is presented in the same way that pieces from bygone eras were. Its NEC count is 10 grams, and again it feels like a quality item. Snowstorm is identical to Citrine in terms of physical size and NEC count, and I feel that its name describes its physical effect very well. Lapis Lazuli is another fountain, this time very slightly window dressed, and this may have been done to aid stability or highlight its slightly higher NEC count of 15 grams. Lava Flow is a rarely seen Bengal flame, and to find one of these in a selection box is almost unheard of. It packs a hefty 48 grams of powder, and these burn very brightly in the same way that a distress signal would. Next out of the box is this 5-star battery of fountains, and as this firework is so heavy, I couldn't help but take a peek inside to see if its name was a reference to its number of internal tubes. Sure enough, this firework has no less than 5 individual fountains, has no overpackaging, and its NEC count sits at a very respectable 65 grams. High 5 again consists of 5 internal tubes. Its NEC count also sits at 65 grams, and I expect that both this and 5-star will have excellent durations. There are 2 wheels in this box, the first of which is Fire and Ice. This has 2 motors, but it also has 2 smaller tubes either side of those, and I would guess that these emit whistling sounds. It has an NEC count of 9 grams, and I expect that this will be good fun. The second wheel in this box is Go Stop Go, and this smaller wheel has 3 motors. It gives red and green colours and has an NEC count of 5.4 grams. Bar Humbug is another fountain which is identical in size to the previous Citrine and Snowstorm pieces, and again this has a net explosive content of 10 grams. Much larger in size is this Calypso fountain, and as you may have guessed by its size, this is in fact a battery of fountains. Its NEC is 23 grams, which is lower than older versions, which had 28.6. Nonetheless, the duration from this will be excellent, and it gives a whole multitude of different colours. The largest firework in this assortment is this Colour Pearl battery, and this is a battery of Roman candles. Its NEC count sits at 45 grams, and this replaces the older Yellow Pearl firework, which had just 1/3 of that explosive content. There are 4 traditional Roman candles in this assortment, and these all share a matching powder content of 4.5 grams. I love the labels, and these fireworks are called Neptunes Creatures, Devil's Mirage, Grasshoppers and Flying Fireflies. So just 2 large conical fountains remain, the first of which is Meteorite. Although the top half of this firework feels like a genuine pressed cone, I strongly expect that the bottom half is hollow, and this is a practice that is common with many other brands. Its net explosive content sits at 35 grams, and this is reduced from a previous weight of 48 grams. So finally we have Asteroid, and this is identical in statistics to Meteorite. So that's everything covered. I am sure that most of you will know that in the last couple of years, the Kimbolton brand has gone through many changes and is now owned by Phoenix Fireworks. Although newer boxes are manufactured by Pyro Alley Import and Export, whereas later assortments were made by Vulcan, it is clear to see that a high level of quality still remains. In conclusion, these boxes can be costly, but I feel you get what you pay for, and it's extremely refreshing to see little to no over packaging. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll post up another video soon.